Okay, today we're here in the 750 Cruzer. I'm Roger here at Zenith Aircraft Company in Mexico, Missouri. We're going to show you just a few takeoff and landings on the Cruzer. I had a few customers asking the difference between the STOL and the Cruzer, and we're going to show that. I've already done a pre-flight getting ready to take off, and we'll just do a quick run-up. We have the 350i engine, UL power, 118 horse. So brought it up to 1700, check left, right, both mag, or ignition, not mag. Can check the controls clear and free, doors locked secure, flaps up. Like I said, we're in the 750 Cruzer today. We have the UL power, 350i, 118 horse. A lot of customers are putting in between 130 or 100 horse up to 160. So that gets you road tags, UL power, Jabru, Viking engine, Cruzer, Lycoming 0235, 320, Continental 200. And today is just a little bit of choppy, so you might be bounced around a lot. We do have adjustable seats in the airplane. Let me see if I can adjust them all the way back. I can basically stretch my legs completely out if I have the seat all the way back. I like to have the seat fairly close to the instrument panel, but I had somebody ask, the seats adjustable? Yes, they are, and that is an option. And for a normal takeoff in the 750 Cruzer, I still like to do the same technique as I do for the 750 STOL. I'll have the stick about an inch or so back from the neutral position and apply power. Start adding power. I don't slam it to the firewall. Once the nose lifts off a few inches, then I'll probably bring the stick forward just a little bit. And I like to do that just because I like to see over the nose on takeoff, in case there's obstacles or such. Definitely if you need a steep climb, you can get it. Mexico, traffic experimental 750 Cruzer is going to be departing runway 06 and will remain in the pattern for Mexico. Alright, so I got the stick back a little bit. Apply the brakes, add just a little bit of power, release the brakes, keep on increasing power. Nose will start lifting up, there it goes, and start increasing more power. And this is really nice to do if you're just doing your first flight because you're not trying to do everything so fast. And as you can tell, I don't have the power all the way to the firewall.
Mexico traffic, air tractor 804 Alpha Alpha, 2 to the north, inbound for 06, Bay left base 06.
And Mexico traffic, remain in the pattern, just let me know. Oh, I got you in sight, let you go in first.
Roger that, I have you inside there, so 804 Alpha Alpha.
Yeah, I've got a little spray and crop dusters going around today, so we'll just have to pay attention. What I was saying was this airplane, 118 horse is a lot of power for this little light airplane. So typically you can do a normal takeoff and landing and climb very well with probably about 50% power. Trims out really nice. You get to nose down quite a bit in a level flight compared to the 750 STOL. Just a different design airplane, the tail and the incidence of everything. And we're going to
Mexico traffic, air tractor 804 Alpha Alpha, turn and final runway 6, Mexico.
And we're going to show you a few landings. You can land definitely without power. We're going to try to show you that today. You can land pretty much trim it out, hands-free. Where the 750 STOL, it's a little different technique. You can definitely do it, but it just takes a little bit more experience. And we'll keep an eye out for the crop duster. And check our temperatures, everything looks great. We've got the UL power, our CHTs, 212, 219, 230, and 226. We're within 7-8 degrees of all cylinders on CHT. EGT, we're 323, 356, 379, and 346. 25 degrees on EGTs. It just couldn't get any better than that. And there has never been any adjustment on the EGTs or CHT baffling. That's straight out of the factory. Okay, so being the numbers, I'll bring back the power and pitch the nose up a little bit to bleed off the speed. There you go. And start our descent. And back to the engine stuff, you know, the Continental, you wouldn't have to adjust anything on CHTs, EGTs. Rotax, you really don't. Viking, you don't. Jabiru, you might have to because of the 6-cylinder. So it's a matter of just spending a few days just fine-tuning the baffles. All right, we're going to do a normal approach. I'm out here a little further than I would typically be if I was doing a short flight or a short approach, but this gives you guys time to visually look at my approach. I really don't worry about the airspeed until I turn final. We want to try to maintain in the flap setting speed, which is 80 miles an hour or less. And I'm going to reduce power. I'm about 76 right now, it's showing. Or actually, the flap speed is 75, and I'm about 75, 76, right at the top of it.
Okay, Mexico traffic, Experimental is going to turn final for 06 Mexico.
Caution.
We'll trim out hands off. I like to have a little bit of stick pressure. I don't like to trim it hands off. It just that way, if you have to do a go around, you're not the opposite as you would be. You know, you don't want a heavy stick on takeoff either. So, okay, we're going to trim it just a little bit lighter. Flaps all the way down, which are 15 degrees, and we're going to shoot for a speed. I'm going to say about 55. We're a little bit higher than I'd like, but give it time. There we're coming down. There we go. Don't have to slip it really hard. You don't have to be very aggressive. Just be patient. Got a little bit of wind, probably about 7 miles an hour, about 10 degrees off the nose. So it's not too bad. Right now our approach speed showing 52. I got just a little bit of power in. I probably got, it's 1500 RPM. And definitely we can show you chopping the power. Power's all the way back to idle. And we're just going to develop a nice approach and start rolling out, bringing the nose up, letting it settle, boom. Stick all the way back. Keep pulling the stick back as slow as you get. Keep that nose off. There you go. There you go. Protect that firewall. You know, that's on all aircraft, not just Zeniths. And that was such an easy landing. No power landing. I didn't have to add any once I touched down. And we'll bring the flaps all the way up, and we'll try it again. Definitely the 750 Cruzer could make an excellent bush airplane. Got customers putting bigger tires on to make it that. You definitely, I mean, we didn't even try, and we probably landed in, you know, 600 feet runway we could have used takeoff and landing. And most strips you go in are going to be 1,200 to 1,500 foot strips.
Mexico traffic, Experimental 750 Cruzer is going to be departing runway 06 Mexico.
All right, going to do it again. So brakes on, stick back from the neutral, ease in the power, release brakes, nose comes up, rotates, ease in the rest of the power.
Caution.
Find a nice attitude, let it lift off, find your sight picture, and maintain that. And as right now we're barely climbing, and I'm climbing 700-800 feet a minute. So if I really want to climb for VX or VY, you're looking well over 1,000 feet. And the cruise speed on this prop setting is about, if I remember correctly, about 115. And once we get a safe altitude, I always like to look down, check my CHTs, EGTs, oil temp, oil pressure, fuel pressure. We'll get in a safe altitude, check out my backup fuel pump. I typically don't like to put in the backup fuel pump on takeoff and landing because I don't want to forget and burn up the fuel pump. So if I ever had any indication that the engine's running rough, that's the first thing I go to. Now we have the single stick here, the trademark of Zenith Aircraft Company, the Y stick. Customers have an option to go with the dual stick. I personally like the single stick. It's easier to get in and out. I can rest my arm on top of it.
Mexico traffic, air traffic 804 Alpha Alpha, taxi in 18 to runway 6. Mexico.
But it's all what you prefer. And to be, you know, it's so simple to install. About a half a day, you can put in the dual stick option. So you could, if you wanted to, you could try it out, take it out, put it back in, whatever you like.
Mexico, traffic memo 750 is on the left hand one for 06. I'll keep an eye out.
Roger that. Aircraft 804 Alpha Alpha, departing runway 6, left turn out to the north, Mexico.
All right. There's level flight. Hands off, trim. I've got a little bit more fuel in the left tank, so it might roll just a little bit to the left. And we've got a little bit of wind too, so. And ease back the power, we're being the numbers. Bring up the nose, bleed off the airspeed, so we can deploy the flaps at 75 miles an hour. We're going to deploy just a little bit, we got 15 degrees total. I deployed probably about 6 to 7 degrees of flaps, and we're starting our descent. Now the thing about the Cruzer is, even the STOL, you need to look at your VSI to really indicate that you're descending, because it's a different attitude, and a lot of customers, they think they're descending, and they're really not, and they're just, you know, maybe 50 feet or 100 foot descent, and they're really not. So I know I'm descending, I've flown this enough. Maybe this time we'll try to show you a hands-off landing, show you how easy it is. Maybe I can use trim a little bit to help me a little bit of power. I would say that, you know, between all the Zenith models, probably the 750 Cruzer is probably the best transitioning airplane to learn to fly if you're coming from a certified, you know, Mooney, Bonanza, twin aircraft, anything like that, big heavy thing that you're used to always trimming it for landing.
Mexico traffic spindles turning final for 06 Mexico.
And there's the runway, perfect approach. That's a nice thing about the design of the Zenith aircraft. A shallow turn, you can actually see right over the wing. All right, I like to keep a little bit of power in there. I know we got all kinds of buildings and obstacles, so we're gonna make sure that we can make it to the runway before we chop full power. And we're gonna bring back power. I think we can now. And we're gonna start deploying our flaps. And we're gonna start trimming it. Now I might land just a little long because I'm gonna show you guys how to land with that, holding the stick. I do have rudder. Let's see. There we go. Trimmed out pretty good. I don't know if Cross won't allow me to do that today. It's almost too bumpy to do it today, but it'll show you. You can land with hands off. I'm trying to show you guys. There you go. And a little stick back pressure. But it just shows you one finger. Just one finger. Alright, we're going to bring it, clean it up, and we're just going to do a go around. I just wanted to show on that approach how easy it is to fly the airplane, that you don't need to have, you know, your hand in a fist holding the stick and, you know, working the rudders. But no, it's not necessary. Most customers probably over control the aircraft most of the time until they get used to it. Yeah, there's some good thermals. The overcast is going away, the sun's coming out, so it's going to get a little choppy. Yeah, so we've been flying it for, you know, 15, 20 minutes, and we'll check our CHTs are all, you know, 190, 200, 204, 205. EGTs looking good. And that's the nice thing about the glass cockpit anymore. You have so much information. You can check it, and, you know, like the dynon here, I can, hey, I've been done with the flight. I haven't had time to really review my engine parameters. I can download it and go home and check it all out and see if I've had anything out of whack. We got the dynon package we're selling, and we got the Garmin package. A lot of guys are going with other things too. Well, we're getting ready to, this is end of May. Summer's coming on. It's going to be a little bit different summer, not having quite a few air shows to go to. Actually, no air shows to go to, so we're going to have to be very creative this year. Otherwise, I'm going to go stir crazy. I know everybody's used to going all different air shows throughout the year, so we're going to have to make some fly-out camp-outs or fly-outs and maybe invite all the builders and everything to meet somewhere. That would really be a great time. All right, we're on a left downwind for 06.
And Mexico traffic, Experimental 750 Cruzer is on the left downwind for 06, Mexico.
And we're coming around again, and we're going to come on the beam the numbers. We're going to reduce power, bring the nose up slightly, lead off the speed, apply a little brakes, and then start, or not brakes, but apply a little flaps, and then start our descent. And there's beam the number. And airspeed's at 75. This time we'll just show a normal landing, how short it can land, and then I'll do a 180-degree turn. That way you can visualize how short it is. We'll try to maintain center line. The last landing I was showing just hands off, and I didn't maintain center line just because I was trying to do the best I could without holding anything. What a beautiful day. All right, we're we're turning on final.
Mexico traffic, Experimental is turning final for 06, Mexico.
And looks like I got a hawk right over the end of the runway. So I might maintain a little higher approach. Yeah, he's right where I need to be. So we're going to maintain a little higher. He's now below me. And once we get past him, then we'll start our descent. There, now we're past him. We got to share the skies with them too. Now we're starting our descent. So it's a little steeper than normal, but it's got great visibility. You can work around these hawks and everything. Okay, so we're going to approach speeds in the 50s. Trimming it there. So we're going to show you not a short landing, just a normal landing, and then we do a 180-degree turn to show that. And here we go. Just a little bit of chop there. A little bit of power, just a little bit. There you go. And reduce it all the way. I don't settle down. And apply brakes. Don't have to do them too hard. And reduce it all the way. I don't settle down. And apply brakes. Don't have to do them too hard. And as you can tell, I missed the first, 30% and landed, and, it's, 300-400 foot is not a problem, not even trying. I hope you guys enjoyed the demonstration of takeoff and landing in the 750 Cruzers. Guys, want to see anything else, let me know, and we'll see what we can do. Be great if other customers out there would maybe go up and do a couple takeoff and landing, just show the same thing. I'd like to learn techniques from other guys. My way is not the correct way or the only way. So it's neat to see different pilots how they handle the airplane.